Hi, I'm Allison Coe coming to you from Portland, Oregon. I'm a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner here in Portland. And if you don't know what quantum healing hypnosis is, check out my video, What is Quantum Healing Hypnosis? Alright, so today I wanted to talk to you about the remainder of 2017 and specifically what's being reported in my sessions about what could possibly happen. Please use your own discernment when you are listening to this information. If it doesn't resonate with you, just let it go through, let it pass by. Some of the information came through quite vague, some very specific. So please, yes, that is my disclaimer. Use your own discernment. All right, so I am going to have to read some of my notes here, and I'm always embarrassed when I have to do that, but whatever. I don't have the information memorized all the time. I had a client come in late May 2017, and she asked specifically about September 23rd, and she had kind of gotten herself maybe a little worried about what could happen. I think she had read some stuff online or listened to some videos, and so her higher self, she really wanted to know about that in her session. And so her higher self came in and said, it's very much the tipping point. It's a tipping point for humanity, but it has nothing to do with the date. It's just a season of political change. Ooh, intriguing. So the government and the other systems of this 3D world will show more of its breaking down. So, however, the most important thing that those who are aware can do is to stay in their hearts and release fear. Okay, so this is the higher self talking to her and warning her, there's going to be a breakdown that's happening and is already happening. The courageous men and women who are working behind the scenes trying to actually come up with new systems. And you can see that the old systems are absolutely failing across the board. So let's see, it says, it will appear as though it's chaos for many who are attached to those systems. Kind of vague there, like what are the systems that are going to be breaking down? If I had more information, I surely would give it to you. Because the one thing I'm not about spreading fear. I refuse to report on stuff that could possibly spread fear. Okay, so let's see. Many will not feel the effects of this chaos because they have already detached from the systems themselves. Okay, so let's see. This is already happening, but there may be significant effects significant events in the 3D world that are attached to those systems that will create chaos for them. So it's only a byproduct of the shifting and this evolution. So all of this new energy that's coming through, so the changes that we're going to see within the political arena and within the government, they're a byproduct of all of this high vibration energy that's coming to Earth right now and that we're holding. Okay, so let's see. Things will continue to take place, but it is not important to be caught up in what may happen. It's much more important to live so for this woman, it said, for the higher self said, it's much more important to live from her heart and for others to live from their heart. Okay, so let's see. So I said, what's the best way to move away from the global systems? That was my question, and it said, it's important to follow your heart and ask questions in every moment. So be present enough and aware enough to question your reality, to question whether or not this feels real to you, that whether or not the breakdown is going to affect you, whether or not you're in fear. So be aware and ask questions. So things are shifting all the time. You will know when it's important to not be involved in something. So this is the higher self telling this to her. It will be okay for the children to be in their school as it's a different resonance than the education system. So I don't know about you guys, but my kid is in public school and, well, let's just see how that all plays out for now. She may be getting homeschooled at some point. Whatever. or going to one of these other, schools. Let's see. The government changes will not affect those who are not a part of those systems and will not affect those who have raised their vibrations enough to be without that influence. These systems only have control over humans when they are in need of them. So, what the hell systems are they talking about? I mean, of course, we all know which ones are breaking down. We're all very aware. I know you guys are aware. I'm aware, but I don't know which ones are they're referring to. So I guess we'll have to get our popcorn out and sit back and watch it all play out. Okay, so the very next day, a client came in, totally unrelated client. She came in and her higher self was talking away, answering her questions and saying, eventually they said, I'm feeling like there's something in September. That's the higher self talking. There's a collective reality that we're all responsible for. And there's going to be a tipping point. And so that was kind of cool to hear that. Even though she didn't ask specifically about September, it was really cool to hear the very next day, totally different client actually mentioning September. Let's see, there's some kind of energy coming in September. That's what they said it again, like a couple minutes later. But I feel it's more related to the weather or earth change phenomenon rather than a manifestation in this reality. So vague, but as most of you know, there's some crazy stuff going on with the weather. Crazy. We have fires up here in Oregon that are so close to the city. Yesterday, the whole city was filled with smoke, and that's not terrible in and of itself because at least we had the comfort of going into our own homes. But hurricanes everywhere, flooding. Many of my friends or relatives were on evacuation notices for their homes. So pretty crazy stuff going on. So that was super accurate. Let's see. Then we had a session like a couple weeks later after that, where the client specifically asked about September 23rd. So let's see. He asked about September 23rd and February 14th. He felt that there was something important coming on those two dates. Now, just so you guys know, this client was actually married to the husband of the client from a few weeks ago who asked about September 23rd. So I'm not sure how much they shared notes, but I wanted you guys to know that these two are related. And so the information could have been not diluted, but let's just say that they could have shared notes. All right, and wonderful people, and they're not trying to do anything or anything like that. They're just probably sharing notes about what came through her session earlier. So for his session, what came through was September 23rd is an important date on a timeline. A wave of resonance will be coming between September 23rd and February 14th. There might be some that are swept up into a higher dimensions in that time frame. What should he do to prepare for our global systems collapsing? Because that was a question of his. So the systems are already collapsing. That's the higher self talking. The systems are already collapsing. The entire new world and entire new earth is a construct of the heart. So the new systems are a construct of the heart. Anything outside of the heart will quickly fade and not be important. So let's see. You and people like you are pioneers and crusaders who walk together along this path, and you will be in good company. So kind of beautiful. Let's see. Then we had a woman come in just about a week after him, totally unrelated, from hundreds of miles away. A woman who came in and said she was asking about big earth changes. So she didn't give a specific date that she wanted to know about or anything like that. She was just asking about the earth changes that may be coming our way. And so this is mid-June. So let's see. The higher self says, yeah, there's a major phenomenon that will happen. Some truths will be shown as they are. There will be truths shown to how our world operates. It's operating from an elitist position of power, and that will be shown to the public as what that really is. So that there is major corruption, and people are suffering and struggling from it. Let's see. So I said, when do you see this happening? And they said, this year, 2017. So I said, well, how will this be shown to the world? And said, it already is. People are waking up. On a mass scale, there will be some arrests. Let's see. And then it said something about Antarctica information. This, they didn't say would happen in 2017. They kind of went off into a different direction and started talking about Antarctica, which was, fascinating what's going on there. They said that, let's see, eventually over an unpredetermined time, the history of the human race will be known and the truth will be known. There's a relationship to Antarctica. The time frame to that is unpredetermined as to how that will be disclosed. Let's see, things that are buried there will come to light. There are artifacts and civilizations of the past there, and again, that will be an unpredetermined time frame when that's disclosed. Okay, so then about a half an hour later in her session, it said there will be an arrest of major political players in the year 2017. With that, a new economic system. So we already know that about the courageous men and women out there who are building and putting their energy into the new economic system. So these arrests in 2017, if there are any, which there, let's say all of these sessions are saying that something big is going to happen in the political arena. So if there are arrests, then it says, with that, a new economic system. There's something about the word Bitcoin or alternative resources. That is a direct quote. There is something about the word Bitcoin or alternative resources. That's all it says. So it's not saying, yeah, invest in Bitcoin or anything like that. I don't want you guys to just read between the lines. I'm just reporting. Okay. Sovereignty will be reissued if one desires, because at this time people really aren't sovereign. Will this be part of the paradigm shift? And it says yes, because that was a question. There will be a shift into a positive environment. It's important now more than ever to stay in high vibration. Lower vibrational entities will not shift. The lower vibrational negative forces will stay behind. So people who are consciously working on maintaining a high vibration are in good shape. It doesn't take a lot to be that way. Just be a good person, be good to others. So that's the higher self talking and saying there will be some arrests and some major changes. And then we had so this is kind of a little bit vague here. We had the last session was in late July, and she specifically asked about September 23rd. Things are going to be hard for most people. It doesn't have to be hard. The world, the society has to have a death, not a literal death, a figurative death. Those that are attached to it will feel pain. A death of a way, a culture, a story. The truth will be seen when everything dies. Dun, dun, dun. It has to dissolve away. On September 23rd, the structure will dissolve away, the man-made one, the government. It's already cracking and crumbling, but the event that the public sees will be different for each. So that's interesting. That to me points out that everybody sees things differently. We all do, and so they're saying that everybody will see this as different. So her role is to show them that they don't need the structure. So this specific client, her role is to show people around her that they don't need the structure. They shouldn't fear. She will be an example. People need to ask questions. People think they are losing things. And when these systems fail, they think they're losing things, but they aren't, the higher self says. Okay, so 5 different sessions, 5 instances where the higher self is saying that something big is coming down the line for us in the remainder of 2017. Not specifically, we can look at it and say, September 23rd might usher in something. But then again, it might not. It's just, like I said, a season of political change. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I think the most important thing that they're talking about is stay out of fear, live in your heart, keep a high vibration, and watch these things that have been failing for years start to crack and crumble in front of your eyes, because very obviously, because we know this has been happening for years. These systems have been failing, so it'll be interesting to watch what shows out in public, what plays out in public. I think so. It could be arrests. It could be anything. That's not really, that is about as vague as it can get, but something's coming down the pipeline. Okay, so let's sit back and, like I said, get your popcorn, get a comfy seat, and let's watch it all play out. All right, so Allison Coe coming to you from Portland, Oregon. If you're interested in learning more, and you have an interest in quantum healing hypnosis and you're within travel distance to Portland, hit me up at my website, www.soulfocus-hypnosis.com. I'll put a link down below. Also, if you're not anywhere near Portland and you still want a session, don't worry. There are fantastic practitioners all over the world. So look out for one. Start compiling your list of questions for your session, because that's what we ask the higher self when the higher self comes through. So it's always fascinating to get answers to those questions that nobody else on earth can answer. This takes you have to ask a higher perspective. So let's come in and go and get more information, and let's see what's happening in this world of ours. All right, thanks for watching, and always much love, and thank you again to all of my clients who agreed to share portions of their sessions today. Okay, thank you. Bye.